Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar. We have a special treat for you today. I'm really excited about this because this is unlike any webinar we've ever done in the history of webinars, or at least for our webinars anyways. And I'm really excited about this is because today's webinar is about real estate. However, the way you make money in what you're about to learn today has little to do with houses or tenants or rehab or mortgage or any of that stuff. Okay, you know, this is a strategy where you're able to make money without ever touching the property or looking at the property, without ever having to find a buyer, getting a property under contract, trying to wholesale it, trying to fund it with private money, none of that stuff. I mean, that's, what you're about to learn today makes all of those other things like old school style of real estate investing. And I'm really excited about this because this is one of those strategies that's truly about helping the homeowners who got in trouble, got into foreclosure, more specifically tax foreclosure, and now you're helping them by letting them know that there are money that belongs to them that the government's holding that they have no idea about, they have no clue about. And so you're contacting these homeowners and let them know, hey, we have free money for you. I mean, this is like the easiest sell ever on the planet. You're contacting them and let them know that you have money for them. And because you are helping them, number one, helping them, let them know that's their money for them, and helping them to claim that money, you yourself is going to make a 40% finder's fee just for helping homeowners who were in foreclosure, who were in tax foreclosure, get money that's owed to them that they didn't even know exist. I mean, this is an absolutely incredible strategy, and Stacy Kellams, a very, very good friend of mine, discovered this strategy. I don't even know how he discovered it. I just know he's a genius for discovering it, and we'll leave it at that. and he discovered this strategy, and him and his staff has been working on this. And when I learned about this, I mean, this just hit me like a brick. It's like, whoa, wait a minute, this thing is so easy. My little 17-year-old nephew can do this thing, and he can do it after school part-time, and my virtual assistants can do this thing, and it'll be so hands-off for me because it's an extremely easy strategy to implement. Everything happens over the phone and the internet. Nobody, you don't have to see anybody at all in person. You don't have to do anything that has to do with the physical stuff. And I love virtual stuff because I like to be able to work from home, in my underwear or shorts. And I love to be working at home. And more importantly, I love having my virtual assistants do the work for me, and I get paid from it. and this is one of those strategies that you can truly have a virtual assistant to do from A to Z. See, in real estate, I can't do that. I still have to have somebody on the ground. I still have the title company to deal with and all of that stuff. Here, it's completely hands off for me, and anybody, whether it's one of my virtual assistants or my nephew, it doesn't matter. They can do from A to Z. Contacting the county. Right, and getting this list, and which Stacy's going to teach you how to do that for free. Get the whole entire list for free. It's incredible. It doesn't cost you any money. And then contacting the ex-homeowner that used to own these properties, and let them know about this free money they have that's owed to them. And for that, just by doing that, you can make $4,000 to $8,000 on each of these deals. And because you're not buying the property, you're not selling the property, these deals can happen very, very quickly. Like, I wouldn't even be surprised if you get started on this thing tonight and then start, getting a deal tomorrow, and then the next day close on the thing and get paid from it. So it's extremely powerful. I mean, it sounds like almost too good to be true. And Stacy's going to explain to you how it really is true, and he has rock solid proof that this thing is working for him and his students, and he has all of that that he's going to share with you, and why it's possible. And it makes perfect sense. I've heard about unclaimed tax money all the time for all kinds of stuff, but here Stacy found a fortune being made on these tax overage and tax foreclosure overage, and so it's really unbelievable that he discovered this and making this available to the public. And so watch the webinar, learn. I'm gonna be learning along with you as a student as well. And when this training is over, I want you to contact Stacy's office and thank him for making this available to you and to the public, because this thing, he could literally keep this for himself and maybe hire like 1,000 virtual assistants across in the Philippines or in India somewhere, and do all of these deals and he gets to keep all the money. But I'm sure he doesn't want to have that many employees, but he's making it available to you. And so, I appreciate him greatly for it, and I want you to do the same and contact him. And so, without further ado, let's welcome Stacy Kellams. Yay!
Hey, thank you, Tim. Thank you for that amazing introduction. Wow, man, that's awesome. I think I'm blushing a little bit, man. You're absolutely right. When I first discovered tax sale arbitrage deals, my first thought was, holy crap, this is so good. I'm not telling a soul, man. I'm keeping this a secret. And most people do that find out about this. Very few people are talking about this, because it really is the fastest, easiest, safest way to make money in real estate today. And like you said, there's an aspect of real estate to it, but there's not the real estate itself. There's no house that needs to be bought or sold or inspected. You don't have to run the ARV, the after repaired value. You don't have to estimate repairs. The house is already gone. All we're dealing with is the unclaimed money from the sale of a house that's sold at a tax sale foreclosure, and there's money sitting there to be unclaimed. And I thought, man, I'm going to just keep this to myself. But then I realized, Tim, there are $32 billion worth of unclaimed funds in the U.S. alone. $32 billion for the B. And I was like, oh, my God. I have to tell other people, because there's no way I can do it all. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to show your people how they can claim their share of the unclaimed money gold mine right now, okay? So if you're listening to me right now, I want you to grab a pen and paper, because I'm going to be sharing strategies with you today that you have probably never, ever heard anywhere else, okay? So I want you to get a pen and paper, and we're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be exciting over the next 60 minutes or so. I'm going to share with you stuff you've never heard before. I want you to take lots of notes. And I'm going to show you exactly from start to finish how, like I said, how you can claim your share of this unclaimed money gold mine. And I'm going to explain to you exactly what tax sale arbitrage is, how it works, and why it's around, and why it works so easily. And Tim, I'm ready to get going if you are, man.
Yeah, and hearing you said that, it just reminded me of a deal that I had. A very similar situation. It wasn't a tax foreclosure. It was a mortgage foreclosure. But what happened was, I couldn't do the deal in time, and couldn't stop the foreclosure in time. So I ended up going to the auction to try to buy this deal. And before the auction happened, I was working with the mortgage company already, finding out the payoffs and all of that. Well, I went to the auction, and I was outbid by a lot of money. I was like, man, these investors are crazy. And and a few days later, after the auction, the mortgage company called me up and said, hey, Tim, we're trying to get a hold of the seller. We have $20-something thousand in overage that we need to pay to him. I was like, wow. And I've totally forgot about that deal, and I've never really looked into that kind of strategy. But so I experienced firsthand of how these things work at foreclosure, where when the homeowners have a lot of equity, and especially in this case with taxes, I mean, people normally don't owe a lot of taxes, and so so when they do get money back, they do get quite a bit of money back, and so that's really cool, and you just totally remind me of that, and
that's awesome, and you're exactly right. And what I'm going to be talking about today is all about the tax sale foreclosure side of the business. But you're exactly right, Tim. There are such things as mortgage foreclosure overages as well. And I'll tell you a secret: as huge as the tax sale overage side of the business is, the mortgage overage side of the business is even bigger. There's an even bigger opportunity with those mortgage foreclosure overages. There's more of them. So it's just insane. It's absolutely insane the amount of money that you can make. And that's why I said this is a literal gold mine of an opportunity right now. Right now, the ground floor, you're getting in on the ground floor, and this thing is like a gold mine that's just sitting there waiting to be mined. You can go in and take as much or as little gold as you want because there's more than enough for everybody.
So, I mean, you should have came out with this course like years ago, so I could have gotten paid a finder's fee on that deal. But oh well, I guess I'll do it on the next deal here.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
If you're ready, I'm ready to get started, and I'm ready to teach them all about tax and sale arbitrage deals. You ready?
Yeah, let's get started. And like I said, everybody, make sure you you get your pen, paper, shut your door, lock your door, take a lot of notes. I'm going to sit back here. I'm going to let Stacy teach, and I'm going to be a student just like you are. And so let's get started, Stacy.
All right, let's do it, man. I'm ready to go. So yeah, like Tim said, get a pen and paper. I'm going to share all this information with you right now. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so here's what you're going to learn over the next 60 minutes or so. And again, grab a piece of paper and it's something to write with right now, because I'm going to show you why this is the last best-kept secret in all of real estate today. And let me tell you, this is a secret. The strategies and techniques that I'm going to be sharing with you over the next 60 minutes or so, you've probably never, ever, ever heard anywhere else, okay? I'm going to show you how you can safely make money, and you don't need any of your own money or credit to do this business, okay? And I'm also going to show you how you can make as much money as you want in your spare time, and you're going to be helping people in the process. No, seriously, does it get any better than that? No, it really doesn't. And we're also I'm going to show you how you can literally work this business in as little as 30 minutes a day, okay? You don't need a lot of time for money or resources or anything to work this business, okay? So if you're sitting there thinking, Stacey, I've got a job, I've still got a full-time job, I don't know if I'm going to have time to do this, don't worry. I'm going to show you exactly how you can still work this business in as little as 30 minutes a day, okay? So if you haven't made your first check from real estate investing yet, don't worry, because I'm going to finally show you how to get that first check in your hands. And forget about it being in your hand. You don't want that check in your hand. Where do you want it? You want it in the bank, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you how to get that first check in your checking account so that you can spend that money, and so that you can use that money to increase your family's lifestyle. Okay, because that's why we're doing this. That's why we want the money. We don't want the money just for the sake of having the money. We want what the money can do for us, and that money can be used to help our families, and that's exactly what we want. So before I get into all of that, let me tell you a little bit more about me and who I am. Again, my name is Stacy Kellams, and when I was younger, I was your typical screw up. I flunked out of college, and then I promptly followed that up by getting fired from 2 jobs. And then, I wasn't done yet. I was on a roll. I ran up about $100,000 in credit card debt, and I thought I was going to have to file bankruptcy to get rid of all of the debt. Oh, and the best part is I did all of that by the age of 25, okay? I was when I set my mind to do something, when I get hell bent on doing something, I do it all the way, okay? So I did all that by the time I was 25. But then an amazing thing happened to me. I found real estate at the age of 25, and I'm 41 today, so I've been doing real estate deals for a long, long time, okay? And I found real estate at the age of 25. I did my very first real estate deal, and guess what? Real estate absolutely changed my life. It turned my life around, and this is a picture of my beautiful family, my wife, Shay, my oldest son, Cage, and my youngest son, Caston. And real estate absolutely turned my life around, got me back on track, and it gave me all of this, okay? Now I have sport cars. I fly private sometimes. I have a suite in the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. That picture in the upper right-hand corner, that's me over here on the far right side with a couple of buddies of mine in our suite at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. And, of course, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders stopped by, and who can't resist a photo opportunity to take your picture with a couple of beautiful Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. So I have a suite at the Dallas Cowboy Stadium. I belong to the most exclusive country club in Austin, Texas. The membership is $80,000 just to join. I have the house of my dreams. I have all of that. I have money in the bank. And you know what? Real estate gave me all of this. And I'm not trying to brag. I'm just trying to let you know what real estate can do for you and what it has done for me. And absolutely, real estate can absolutely change your life. But guess what? The past does not equal the future. Okay. Now, when I got started in real estate back in the recession of 1995. Remember the last recession that we had back in the early and mid 90s? Yeah, that's when I got started. And guess what? Almost none of the strategies that I was using back then even work today. Why? Because things always change, okay? And guess what else? Even the strategies that I was using 3 or 4 years ago to buy and sell real estate aren't, some of the strategies that I was using as early as 3 and 4 years ago aren't working as well today. Why? Because I'm going to tell you a secret. The one thing that you can always count on is change. Now, that's not the big secret, but things change in real estate, okay? Things change. Just like things change in life, things change with real estate as well. And things that were working a few years ago aren't working as well right now, okay? So I want you to know that things change. The rule book has changed. If you haven't made any money in real estate right now, it's not your fault. Or, let me say that a different way. If you were making very good money in real estate, and it's gotten harder for you to make money in real estate over the last couple of years, it's not your fault. The rules have changed. The game has changed. Real estate has been tough for the past couple of years. I'm not going to lie to you. And why has it been tough? Well, it's because not very many people have equity anymore. It's hard to find people with equity, for one, so it's hard to find smoking hot deals because everybody refinanced their home at the height of the boom, and pulled their equity out, right? And so since there's not a lot of equity, there's not a lot of great deals floating around out there right now. And guess what? Even if you find a smoking hot deal with some equity, it's hard to sell it because nobody can get any financing. So it's not your fault if you're not making any money in real estate right now. It's tough. The rules have changed, and there are now new rules, okay? And I could see this coming. I could see this coming from a mile away. About 4 years ago, when I started getting above-market offers on some of my properties, I knew that things were going to change. And I sold several of my properties about 4 or 5 years ago, when people came to me. I remember the first time it happened, a guy came to me, and he offered me more than my property was worth. And I said, he shot me an offer, and it was worth more than the property was worth. And I said, dude, you're crazy. It won't even appraise for that much. And he said, this is a cash offer. Don't worry about the appraisal. This is a cash offer. I'm like, what? Are you an idiot? Why are you going to pay me that much more than what the property's worth? So people had just lost their mind, and that's what caused the housing bubble. So I knew I could see the rules changing, and I started looking for some alternative strategies, and that's what I'm going to share with you here today. So before I tell you exactly what tax sale arbitrage deals are, because I know you're sitting there thinking right now, well, Stacey, this is all awesome, but what is tax sale arbitrage? First, let me tell you what this is not, okay? This is not traditional real estate investing. In fact, this isn't real estate investing at all. And that's because there's no house to pull comps on, there's no repairs to estimate, there's no sellers to negotiate with, there's no buyers to negotiate with, there are no agents to deal with, there are no title companies to deal with, there are no hard money lenders to deal with, there are no banks. You don't need any money at all. And there are no short sales, or I should say complicated and or complex short sales to deal with either. There's none of that, okay? You don't need any of that stuff to work my tax sale arbitrage deals. And guess what? All that stuff is why traditional real estate investing has gotten so hard since the bubble burst, okay? All that stuff slows you down and keeps you from making money. So again, if you haven't made any money in real estate yet, or if you haven't made as much, or if you were making money and you stopped making money, don't beat yourself up. Things have changed, okay? Things have definitely changed. But the great news is that I'm going to show you this brand new strategy, a brand new way of making money that you've never heard about before. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I stumbled onto it, and I found this pot of gold. And I literally mean this is a pot of gold, baby. Because what had happened is my business, my real estate business, had slowed down a few years ago, just like everyone else's, okay? I'll tell you a big secret, everyone's real estate business has slowed down over the past couple of years. Everyone's, okay? Now, after the bubble burst, it literally got harder to sell houses because, again, no one can get financing anymore. The reason the bubble was created in the first place is because all you had to do was fog a mirror and you could buy a house. If you were alive and had a pulse, you could buy a house. Well, everybody was a buyer. When you have an unlimited supply of buyers to sell your houses to, it's pretty easy to sell houses and make money. But now we don't have that unlimited supply of buyers anymore, and it's hard. And guess what? I freaking hate hard. And if you're a lazy person like I am, you probably hate hard too. I hate hard. I like easy. I don't want hard. And guess what else? I hate competition. I don't want any competition. And so I started looking for solutions. And one day I finally stumbled onto it, and I knew this is going to change my life again and take my life to the next level, because even though I'm successful, I'm always looking to go to the next level, and I hope that you are too. Even if you're successful, I hope you're looking to make yourself more successful, and if you're not where you want to be yet, I hope you're striving to make yourself more successful, and I know that you are because you're on this call right now listening to this information. So one day I stumbled onto this tax sale arbitrage stuff on accident. This is how I did my very first tax sale arbitrage deal. I stumbled onto it by accident. I was doing a probate deal. Now, you may not know very much about my background, but I do a lot of probate real estate investing, again, because like I said, I don't like competition, and there's less competition for probate deals than there are for traditional real estate deals. So I do a lot of probate deals. One day I was doing some research on a probate deal, and I found this quote-unquote tax sale overage that was due to an estate. And I was like, what in the heck is this? I was literally digging through the probate files, and I found this tax sale overage. Now, you're going to hear me use this word a little bit, so write it down, tax sale overage, and I'm going to tell you what it is here in a second. But tax overages is what we're dealing with, and that's what my tax sale arbitrage system is all about. And I'm going to tell you how a tax sale overage is created in here in just a second. But just know that for right now, just know that I was doing a probate deal. I was digging through the probate records, and boom, this tax sale overage hits me, and I had no idea what it was. So what do? I'm a curious guy. I started researching, and I wanted to know everything that I could possibly learn about these tax sale deals. And what I found literally shocked and amazed me, and I got excited, baby. I got excited because once I learned what these tax sale overages are, my mouth literally dropped wide open. So, what is a tax sale overage or a tax sale arbitrage deal? Well, a tax sale overage happens when someone stops paying on their property taxes, and then they get foreclosed on for the unpaid taxes. Now, if you've been around traditional real estate investing for any length of time, you know that people are getting foreclosed on left and right on their mortgages. They stop paying their mortgage payment, and the bank forecloses on them for lack of paying their mortgage, and that's called a mortgage foreclosure. I'm not talking about that, okay? I'm talking about when people own a house and they stop paying their property taxes. And when you may not know this, when you stop paying your property taxes, if you stop paying them long enough, and every state has different rules regarding their tax sale, their tax sale foreclosure laws, just like every state has different rules regarding their mortgage sale foreclosure laws. All right, so when you stop paying your property taxes for long enough, the government can come in and sell your property. So let's say that someone stops selling, and I'll go over an example here, a case study here in just a second. But before I get into that, I'll just say if a house sells, if somebody stops paying their taxes, their property taxes, they can get foreclosed on. And if they get foreclosed on for not paying their property taxes, then the house could go down to the courthouse steps, and it could be sold at the courthouse steps. Okay, now if it sells down at the courthouse steps for more than what is owed in the back taxes, a quote-unquote overage is created. And again, don't let this confuse you right this second. I'm going to go through a case study and show you step by step how this happens in just a second. So that overage, the question becomes, is who's that overage belong to? That overage belongs to the owner of record at the time of the sale, okay? So let's look at an actual case study so I can make this a little bit more clear. Okay, so a homeowner stops paying property taxes to the government, all right? So let's say that the homeowner owes $20,000 in back taxes. And again, this is just a hypothetical number. I'm just pulling numbers out of thin air, and I'm just making this up right now, okay? So let's say that the homeowner stops paying their property taxes to the government, and they owe $20,000 in back property taxes, okay? I want to make sure that you write that down. Write down, we're talking about property taxes. We're not talking about income taxes or any other kind of taxes. We're talking about property taxes. So homeowner stops paying their property taxes, and they owe $20,000 in back property taxes, okay? Well, the government eventually says enough is enough, and they step in and they say, we're selling your house down at the auction. Well, let's say that the house sells for $50,000 down at the auction. Well, only $20,000 were owed in back taxes, but the house sold for $50,000. So what does that mean? Well, that means that what happens to that $30,000, right? There's a $30,000 difference. Well, the government, in most cases, takes their $20,000 in back property taxes that they're owed, and the remaining $30,000 is what's called a tax sale overage. And it's usually owed to the owner of record, whoever owned the house last right before the tax sale. Okay, so now there's $30,000 literally sitting in a government bank account waiting to be claimed by the owner of record. But guess what? The person who owned the house 9 times out of 10, or many times I should say, isn't in the house anymore. They've moved on with their lives. They lost the house. It's sold. They've moved on, and they're not there anymore. And they don't even know that they're owed this money. Okay, even if they are still in the house, they don't even know that this money exists, this $30,000 overage exists, and they don't know that that it even exists, and they don't know that it's owed to them. So what do we have to do? Well, all we have to do is find the owner, collect their money for them, and we can earn up to 40% finder's fees just for reuniting the previous owner with that tax sale overage, and we can earn 40% finder's fees. So in that example I just showed you, what's 40% of $30,000? $12,000. And I'm going to show you here in just a second just how easy it really is to find the owner and connect them with their money and get a check, okay? Like my 5-year-old son says, this is easy peasy, Dad. That's a picture of Cage just the other day in karate class. He broke his very first board. That's what he's holding. He's so happy because he broke it with a punch. I couldn't believe it. That's the very first board he broke. It only took him 2 punches, and he broke that board. I was freaking out. And if my son can do that after just 2 punches and break his very first board at 5 years old, you can do these tax sale arbitrage deals, okay? So once I figured out all of this and what these tax sale arbitrage deals were and how tax sale overages work, it hit me like a bolt of lightning once I realized just how easy this really is. And I said, screw real estate. I'm just kidding. I didn't really say screw real estate, because real estate is still an amazing way to become wealthy, okay? However, what do you have to do to really, really, really make the big money in real estate? You have to buy and hold, not buy and flip. If all you do is sell everything that you buy, real estate-wise, if you sell every house that you put under contract, every time you get a house under contract, and you just are out there constantly wholesaling and flipping houses, then you're not building long-term wealth. And you can never stop. You have to keep doing it over and over and over again, right? You can't ever stop. Again, the real wealth in real estate is long-term. It's to buy and hold. Now, the way that overages work, I instantly realized that overages could supplement my real estate deals and, in fact, allow me to wait and cherry-pick the absolute best real estate deals. So no more taking a borderline deal just to do a deal. I don't have to do that anymore, because now I can do my tax sale arbitrage deals on the side of my real estate investing business, and I can hold my best real estate deals long-term and let them build me long-term wealth for me and my family, while I do my tax sale arbitrage deals on the side, right? And the tax sale arbitrage deals are putting the bread and the food and the butter on the table so that my family has all the money that we need to live the lifestyle that we've become accustomed to, and we don't have to sell every single piece of real estate that I put under contract anymore. It works hand in hand with an existing real estate business. It's absolutely amazing. So now I can just focus on the smoking hot deals that are out there. This literally is hassle-free real estate investing, okay? I'm going to be absolutely honest with you right now. Real estate investing can be a giant pain in the ass, and if you've been doing it for any amount of time, you know that, because there are so many people involved in the process. All the surveyors, the agents, the buyers, the sellers, the title companies, the insurance agents, the lenders, the hard money lenders, the bankers. Everybody's in on the transaction, and everybody's bogging down the system and slowing down your deal and keeping you from getting the money that you need to make so that you can support your family. And all these people slow you down and keep you from making fast money. Now, I want to share a little secret with you, another little secret with you right now. Here's a big secret that you're not going to hear anywhere else. All right, the gurus, the quote-unquote gurus, never tell you this secret about real estate investing. You want to know what it is? In order to make really big money as a real estate investor, you have to have deal flow. Okay, now what's a deal flow? Well, that means you have to have a lot of real estate deals coming at you from a lot of different angles from your marketing, because I'll be honest, most of the deals that are going to come at you suck. Okay, and you don't want to do them. So you have to have a lot of deal flow so that you can eventually get to one of those real estate deals that is really great and that you can make money on. Okay, and the only way to get deal flow is by marketing. Okay, are you following me? And guess what? Marketing costs money. This is what the gurus never tell you. So what the gurus don't ever tell you, and the big, big secret, is that all the really successful real estate investors spend up to $10,000 a month or more on their marketing to generate their deal flow. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you have $10,000 a month to spend on marketing? I'm guessing that the answer is no. Let me ask you another question. Do you have even half of that? Do you have $5,000 a month to spend on marketing? I'm guessing you don't even have that. Do you have even half of that? Do you have $2,500 a month to spend on marketing to generate deal flow for your real estate business? You probably don't. I doubt that you do. I didn't think so. And if you don't, then you're not doing any real estate deals, okay? Now, the great news is that with tax sale arbitrage deals, there are virtually zero marketing costs, okay? I'm going to repeat that, and I want you to write that down. With tax sale arbitrage deals, there are virtually zero marketing costs. This is an absolutely amazing business. All right, so let me show you exactly how a tax sale arbitrage deal works, okay? I want you to write this down. Step number one, you have to get the list. The very first thing we have to do as tax sale arbitrage investors is get the list. Get the stinking list, man. We've got to get the list of people who are owed money, all the people who have overages coming to them We have to get that list from the various government agencies. And I have some great news for you. Guess what? 99% of the time you can get this list for free simply by emailing or calling the government agency. And they will email it and send it to you via email, okay? 99% of the time the list is absolutely free. But you have to know exactly where to send your email or exactly who to call in the government agencies, the various government agencies, or you're going to be like a dog chasing your tail, okay? So the list is free, but you got to know where to get the list. Now, here's a picture of a sample list that I recently pulled from the state of Arkansas. Now, this was a free list. And guess how many people, you might be sitting there asking yourself, Stacy, this sounds cool, but how many of these tax sale arbitrage deals are there out there? Well, let me tell you about this one little bitty list, not so little actually, that I got from the state of Arkansas. It has 4,000 names on it of people who are owed money in the state of Arkansas. 4,000 deals right there. And I got the list for free in just a matter of hours. It didn't take me hardly any time at all to get that list. Now, I challenge anyone listening right now to show me a traditional real estate investing system where you can get 4,000 real estate leads, potential real estate leads, for free from the comfort of your own home on your computer in just a few minutes. It doesn't exist. Okay, if you can show me a system that will pull over 4,000 leads, real estate leads, potential real estate leads for free from the comfort of your own home in just a few minutes, I will pay you $1,000. That's how confident I am that it doesn't exist. Okay, and again, it usually only takes an email or sometimes a phone call to get these lists. And I've received these lists in as little as 2 hours before. And again, the list is free because this is public information. Just like a regular mortgage foreclosure list is public information, these lists are public information as well, okay? So if you can send it, whoops, I went backwards, I'm sorry. If you can send an email, if you can send and receive email, you can literally start getting lists from the government agencies tomorrow. And I know that you can send and receive email, or you wouldn't be on this webinar right now. You had to receive an email to even be on this webinar. So I know you have the ability to send and receive email, or you wouldn't be on this webinar. So you already possess all the tools you need to work this business. All you need to work the tax sale arbitrage business is a phone and a computer. And you don't even really need a phone anymore, because with technology the way it is today, you can use Skype and Gmail and Google Voice to make phone calls from your computer, and 9 times out of 10, those phone calls from your computer sound better than they do on my iPhone anyway. So all you need is a computer and a phone, and you are in business with tax sale arbitrage deals. Okay, so now you're saying, Stacy, so now what? That was step number 1, get the list. Now, I hope you wrote that down. Step number 1, get the list. So now what? Well, now we go on to step number 2. Step number 2, after you get the list, you use the exact same people finding software that I use in my office every single day, and we start trying to find the people, because you're going to get on the list. It's going to tell you who's owed the money, and it's going to give you some other information about the person. We plug that information into our people finding software that we use, and some of the software that we use is absolutely free, and if we can't find them through the free sources, then we have some software that does cost us money to run searches, but it's a nominal fee, and we can track down dang near anyone, because today we live in the information age. It's scary, the amount of information that you can find on people, okay? And if you don't believe me, if you haven't Googled your own name to see what comes up, you need to do that, just to see what comes up on you. It's absolutely frightening what you can find about some people, about people today. Now, here's something that here's a tip I want you to write down. I told you we use free websites to find people. Guess what the number 1 free website we use to find people is? You'll probably never guess in a million years, but as soon as I say it, you'll go, aha, of course. Facebook. Facebook, there are over 500 million people using Facebook worldwide, okay? And we can find people pretty quickly using Facebook. All right, so that's step number 1. Step number 2. Step number 1 is get the list. Step number 2 is find the people. And so now what do? Well, we just move on to step number 3, because this is no time to be shy. We give them a call. We pick up the phone and we give them a call, because we with our people finding software, we usually get a phone number, and we just pick up the phone and we give them a call. Again, I said all you need is a computer and a phone, and you're in business. Now, you might be one of those people who's saying, Stacy, all right, you lost me right there, okay, because I don't like talking to people on the phone. And that's all right. I don't blame you. If you're one of those people who doesn't like talking to people on the phone, guess what? I have a solution for you. You don't have to talk to people on the phone. You can you can send the claimant. I want you to write that word down. The claimant is the correct term for the person who's actually owed the money. You can send them one of our postcards. There's an example of our postcard right there. You can drop a postcard in the mail. If you don't want to talk to people on the phone, you can drop them a postcard. You can drop them a letter in the mail. You don't have to give them a call. You can contact them in a variety of different ways. But that's all there is to it. Literally, that's the entire system. If you can send an email and if you can make a phone call, you can make a fortune with tax sale overages in your spare time, okay? You absolutely can. And again, there are even more ways than I just shared with you to, if you don't like making phone calls, you can do what I did. You can partner with somebody. And I don't know if you watched my videos from last week. I introduced you to a guy named Blake who works my tax sale arbitrage business for me. And he and I partnered up, and we split deals. When he does the deals, he makes the phone calls for me. He does the deals, and he makes me money while I'm sleeping, literally. So you can always partner up with somebody who, if you don't like making phone calls, they can make the phone calls for you, and you guys can split the deals. There's so many deals out there. There's so many different ways you can do this business, and it's so easy to find somebody who's good on the phone who can make phone calls for you that you can literally make, like I said, a fortune with this business, in your spare time. And this business is so easy. You can literally do this in your underwear if you wanted, from the comfort of your own home. I guess if you really, really wanted to, you could absolutely work naked if you really wanted to. I'm kidding. You know, I'm just kidding. You could if you wanted to, but I'm just kidding. So that's all there is to it, literally. This is the ultimate home-based business. There's practically zero startup cost. You can get started in as little as 2 hours, and the best part is that you can literally get paid in a matter of weeks, okay? The turnaround time from the time that we get somebody to agree to work with us and we get our paperwork signed, we've actually submitted paperwork to the government agencies on Monday and received checks back on Friday of the same week. And it's not always that fast. Sometimes it comes in on Wednesday of the following week. And it just depends. Some government agencies are faster about getting you checks than others, but it's usually, it's been my experience that it falls in, the turnaround time on these checks falls within a 7 to 10 business day window. Okay, so you can get paid literally in a matter of weeks. Okay, you can start earning money very quickly. And again, you can do this in your spare time. If you've got just 30 minutes a day in the evening, you can do this business. That's all it takes. So is all this making sense? I hope so, because it's absolutely amazing. But you might be sitting there thinking, Stacy, all right, yes, it makes sense, but Stacy, this sounds too good to be true. Is this for real? And to that, I would say, I'd ask you this question in return. If you're going to ask me if this is too good to be true, and we all know what our mama said. Our mama said if this is too good to be true, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Well, I'd ask you this: what if? What if I'm right? What if this really does work exactly the way that I said that it does? What if it really is as simple as I say that it is? And this really could change your life and change the financial future for you and your family. What if? Don't you owe it to yourself to at least keep an open mind and be open to a new idea? So, again, this is how this is what works right now. Okay, property tax sales have been around for hundreds of years, more than 100 years. Property tax sales have been around forever, and they're going to be around forever. But what is happening right now is that we are in the information age, and technology allows us to find people like never before. So this literally is a ground floor opportunity for you right now. Like I said, you've probably never, ever heard about this before, because there just aren't very many people out there talking about this. But right now, more and more people, unfortunately, are having trouble paying their property taxes. They're having trouble paying their mortgages. the people are just having money problems right now, and they unfortunately are losing their houses in the process. But guess what? As tax sale arbitrage investors, we can help them because they need this money that is generated from their tax, the overages that sometimes occur when their houses are sold at these tax sale auctions, and they don't even know that they're owed this money. And we can call them, we can get them connected with their money, and we can earn money at the same time. It's a win-win-win situation for everybody. Win-win-win. And those are the only kind of deals that I like to do. So let me show you some checks here of some potential or some checks of some deals so you can see the potential of this tax sale arbitrage business. Here's a check from a tax sale arbitrage deal that I did in Alabama. It's a $2,400 check. You know, not bad. It didn't take very long to do that at all. Here's a $32,000 tax sale arbitrage deal. Now, I want you to pay attention to who this check is made out to. Remember, I told you I stumbled on these tax sale arbitrage deals by finding out about them through some probate deals. Look at this. This check is made out to the estate of, I believe that name says Rhoda somebody. So the estate was owed the money. Okay, somebody had passed away and they were owed money, and we had to actually track down the heirs of the estate and get them to sign our paperwork, and it wasn't that big of a deal, and then we created this check right here, okay? So again, that's how I found out about these deals, and then once I found out about them, I was like, oh boy, this is fantastic. I mean, look at that, $32,000 check right there. And check out this check. This check is from somebody that we helped out in Nevada, and it's a little check again, a $4,200 check that was owed to this person. But it changed her life so much. She was so happy. She wrote us a handwritten letter telling us how amazing we are and thanking us for our services, okay? That's what I mean. Guys, we're helping people, and we're getting paid at the same time. Does it get any better than that? Here's something I want you to write down. You probably don't know this. There are literally $32 billion worth of these overages out there right now. There are $32 billion worth of unclaimed funds in the U.S. right this second. That's $32 billion with a B. That's billion with a B, okay? Now, what's 40% of $32 billion? A lot, okay? A lot of money. I don't even know if my calculator can do all of that. And again, if you're asking yourself, Stacy, how many people are really owed this money? Well, like I said, on that one list from Arkansas that I showed you a little while ago, there were over 4,000 people on that one list from the one state of Arkansas, and there are 50 other states just like that. Okay, the limit, this opportunity is unlimited. It is a giant gold mine of an opportunity. It's waiting for you to just get in there and dig out as much gold or as little gold as you want. There's as much as you want or there's as little as you want. It doesn't matter. It's just like the ocean. The ocean doesn't care if you go in to the ocean and dip out a tablespoon full of water or a bucket full of water. You can have as much or as little as you want. The ocean doesn't care. This gold mine is the exact same way. Now, don't take my word for it. Here's Blake. You might have seen him on a video last week with me. He's the guy that I trained to do these tax sale arbitrage deals with me and for me, and I actually have another guy who works with me as well. And Blake says that, now let me tell you a little bit about Blake in case you didn't see the video. He's been involved in every aspect of the real estate business. He's been on the mortgage side of the business. He's been a real estate agent. He's wholesale deals. He's rehab deals. He's done just about everything you can possibly do with real estate. And then when I showed him these tax sale arbitrage deals, he literally made his first check within 3 weeks of me showing him how these deals work. And then he said, you know, he honestly says tax sale arbitrage deals are the easiest way to make money I've ever seen. I had my first check within 3 weeks of learning Stacy's system. Okay, and here's a guy. You can tell he's a young guy. I think he's only like 27 years old. If Blake can do these deals, you can do these deals as well. Now, let me ask you a question. Would you take free money that you didn't know about, that you didn't know existed? If somebody called you up and said, hey, you have money that is owed to you, would you be interested in it? Yeah, absolutely you would, okay? Now, do you think that the people on these lists could use that money, especially right now in this economy? Absolutely they could. And do you think that they would be willing to pay someone to help them get that money? Would you be willing to pay someone to help you get that money? It's money that you didn't even know existed until they called you. Yeah, absolutely you would. You know what? This business can literally give you everything you want in life, whether it's a new house or a vacation house, if you want to take cruises or buy a boat, if you want to be able to send your children or your loved ones to school or to college, and if you want to drive a new car or play more golf or join a country club like I did, whatever it is that you want out of life, this business, the tax-sale arbitrage business, can give it to you. It can give you the life that you've always wanted. So let me tell you a little bit more about exactly what is in the tax-sale arbitrage system. Now, the first thing you need to know is that all of the information in the tax-sale arbitrage system is on and in the online resource training center, okay? Now, this training center you can have access to it 24/7, okay? And you get lifetime updates. All of your information is in there. I'm also going to send you some information in the mail. I'm going to send you three binders in the mail when you decide to get started with tax-sale arbitrage. But the three things that I'm going to send you in the mail, they're also in the online resource center, okay? And what I love about the way to learn through online training centers is that if I make a change to a document, I can upload it to the training center instantly, and you can start making or using the change instantly. This literally is the best way to learn today. The old school way of having to sit around and wait 7 to 10 days for something to come to you in the mail, that is so old school. That's like, that's 8-track. And, when we're living in the information age, we're living in the MP3 age, and, that is 8-track. In the resource center, you get all the resources that I use, okay? Everything that I use to run my tax-sale arbitrage business, it's all in there. And I've created something called Stacy. You're able to download all of my audio and video files to your mobile device. You can listen to them on your phone. You can put them on your iPad if you have one, on your computer if you want to watch them on your computer. You could download them to the audio CDs to an audio CD, and listen to it in your car. Wherever you go, you can take the information with you. You don't have to be stuck watching the training videos right in front of your computer. You get started right away with the quick start training videos. You just get in there and start watching the training videos. And there's also a live coaching call schedule. And as soon as I do a coaching call, if you can't make the coaching call for the week, I automatically upload it to the training center. The online resource center is, like I said, is the way to learn right now. Okay, it's the best way to learn. And so let me tell you what is actually in each one of my modules inside the training center. Let's start with Module 1. Module 1 I call my Instant Cash Generator. We talk about what are unclaimed funds, what they are. We talk about how tax-sale arbitrage works and what tax-sale arbitrage is. We talk about the difference between tax deed states and tax lien states, and you don't need to know a whole lot about that, but you do need to know a little bit about it. We talk about the different types of foreclosures that there are, and again, you just need to know a little bit about that. We talk about whether tax-sale arbitrage exists in your area. We talk about the state limits. Some states limit the locator fees or the finder fees that we're allowed to collect. We talk about the best states to work in and what states you should avoid. And I literally show you in the Instant Cash Generator everything you need to get started. That's a $300 value. Now, in Module 2, we talk about getting the list. I show you exactly what you need to get the list. I show you exactly who you need to contact, because you're probably sitting there thinking, Stacy, man, this sounds awesome, but who do I contact? Well, that's in Module number 2. I show you exactly who to contact. We give you the sample phone script that we use to call the government agency if we have to call them. We give you the sample emails that we use to email the government agencies. I'd show you some important tips that we have learned from doing these tax-sale arbitrage deals when dealing with government agencies. We talk about the important laws that you need to know when dealing with the government agencies, and what laws apply to you, and why you're allowed to get these lists in the first place. We talk about the different types of lists that you're going to get and how to read the information on the list, and we also talk about some additional information that you might need if they don't give you everything that you need on the list, okay? Because every list is going to be a little bit different. And that's a $297 value as well. Now, in Module 3, we call Module 3 Systems and Procedures, because I'm going to show you exactly how to set up and track your deals. I'm going to show you exactly what systems you need to stay organized. I'm going to show you how to keep your information accessible from anywhere. You can literally, I can access all of the files that Blake is working on. I can access them from my iPhone, and I'll show you exactly how I do that. That way, I said this is the ultimate virtual business. If you have an iPhone or another other smartphone, you can set your business up exactly like ours. If you're out and you get a call back from a claimant or something, if you've got a smartphone, you can log in and you can get access to all the information right from your iPhone or your smartphone. I'm going to show you how to find and use virtual assistants. Virtual assistants are amazing to use with this type of virtual business. I'm going to talk to you about the key things that you need to do in setting up your business and share with you some important tips you need to know in order to close the deal. We're going to talk about creating your website so that you can have credibility, and we're going to talk about setting up your business entity. Again, this module is a $300 value as well. In Module 4, I'm going to show you how to find anyone anywhere. I'm going to show you sources for finding anyone. I'm going to show you the free sources we use as well as the paid services that we do use when free doesn't work. We're going to talk about the differences in paid versus free searches and what you need to look for on the report. I'm going to share with you some important researching tips as well. That's a $300 value as well. Now, in Module 5, we're actually going to talk about how to make contact with the person, how to find them, how to make first contact, what to say. I'm going to give you sample phone scripts, sample letters that we use, how to make the person curious and comfortable in the least amount of time, and how to build rapport quickly, and what to do if you don't reach the person, and how to pick the absolute best deals off the list, okay? Who to contact first, in other words. That's a $300 value as well. Now, in Module 6, I'm going to talk to you all about the crucial documents that we need. Now, we don't use a whole lot of documents. There's not a whole lot of paperwork in this business, but there are some crucial docs. I'm going to show you which one of those are an absolute must. I'm going to show you exactly how to find out what documents you need to do these tax sale arbitrage deals. I'm going to explain each of the essential documents, and I'm going to show you how to set up the doc preparation and the signing. I'm going to show you how to deal with getting the paperwork done remotely, because remember I said you can do this from anywhere. If you've got access to a phone and a computer and a fax machine and a FedEx box, you can literally do this business. I'm going to show you how we use all of that stuff so that we don't have to go anywhere to do these deals. We just do them from the comfort of our own home or office. And I'm going to share some important tips with you. That's a $300 value as well. In Module 7, I'm going to show you transaction management. I'm going to show you how to process the claims step by step from beginning to end. I'm going to give you sample cover letters to file with the claim. We're going to talk about following up with the agency. We're going to talk about when you can expect to get your check and dealing with the bank. We're going to talk about preparing disbursements of funds letters and closing letters to the client, how to get testimonials from the client to increase your business with testimonials, and some strategies for getting testimonials. And again, that module is a $300 value as well. In Module 8, this is a quick start action plan. I'm going to show you step-by-step how to set up your business, get it up and running as fast as possible. And I'm going to show you exactly what to focus on to get up and running as quickly as possible so that you're collecting your checks as fast as possible. I'm going to show you which stuff not to get freaked out about. Don't sweat the small stuff. I'm going to give you some fast-track checklists for starting your business and fast-track checklists for processing the claim. All you have to do is just check off, did I do this, did I do this, did I do this? Check, 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 check. All right, let's go. And you're ready to go. That's a $300 value as well. Now, in the mail, now again, this is in the training center, but you're also going to get this in the mail as well. This is my fast-track success guide, and this is a step-by-step guide for your tax sale arbitrage success. It's going to show you and give you all the tools you need to get your very first check fast. It gets you up and running literally within the first 30 days. This is your complete how-to manual. It has everything you need from A to Z. It has all the forms and checklists you need, and it keeps you on track. This is a $500 value, and again, you're going to get this in the mail. Now, this next piece of the system is very, very, very powerful, and I want you to write this down and pay attention to this one right here. In the mail, you're also going to receive a state-by-state guide, or my state-by-state guide. Now, my wife, if you don't know, is an attorney, and my wife researched the finder fee laws in all 50 states, and she also researched the excess fund laws in all 50 states, okay? And in the state-by-state guides, I'm going to show you which states to avoid, which states are the best, and which states have absolutely unlimited potential, okay? It's all in the state-by-state guide. Now, Imagine if you went to an attorney and said, I'd like for you to research all 50 states for me. What would they charge you? Well, if you went to them and just said, I'd like for you to research my state, what do you think they'd charge? They'd easily charge $1,000. So I'm going to say this is easily worth $1,000. But really, since it has all 50 states for you, you can make an argument that this could be worth up to $50,000. If you went to an attorney and were charged normal attorney rates, oh my goodness, it's going to cost $10,000 plus to have this replicated, and you're going to get it in the mail. Okay, it's super, super powerful. Now, you're also going to get in the mail my Public Records Access Guide. Now, this is going to show you exactly which agency to contact. To get the list, it's going to show you what rights you have to this information, and it's going to tell you what you need to know if you ever have trouble getting a list from a government agency. We're going to show you the fastest way to get the list. It has everything you need to know to get the list. You're going to get this in the mail, and this is a $1,000 value as well, okay? Now, here's some great news. Everyone who takes action and invests in my tax sale arbitrage system are going to get 2 free tickets to one of 3 live events that I'm going to be doing. You can either come to one of the events, or you can go to all 3 if you want. We're going to do one in the middle of the United States here in Austin, my hometown. We're going to do one on the West Coast for you West Coast people in LA, and we're going to do one in the East Coast for you East Coast people in New York City. Now, we're going to have celebrity guest speakers at all 3 of these events. I don't know who's going to be at your event, but I will tell you, I'll do a little name dropping right now. We're trying to get George Ross, who is Donald Trump's right-hand man, for the New York City event. Okay, so we're talking some pretty big-time celebrity guys who are going to come and talk to you about how to make money. Now, this is not a pitch fest, okay? I'm calling it an excellence workshop. This is not a pitch fest. This is not a boot camp. This isn't like anything you've ever been to before. You're going to come, and we're going to roll up our sleeves, and we're going to get some work done. We're going to actually try to do some tax sale arbitrage deals at the event. Now, this is a $2,000 value. Each one of these tickets is worth $1,000. You can't get these tickets unless you invest in my tax sale arbitrage system. And if you can't make the event, or if you can't make one of the events, don't worry. As soon as the audio, we're going to record everything at the event. As soon as that audio is ready, I'm going to upload it to the training center, and bam, you're going to have access right then, instantly in the training center. Do you see how valuable and how powerful that online training center is? Exactly. That's the value and the power of having an online training system like that. Again, these tickets to the event are a $2,000 value. So here's everything you're going to get with my system. You're going to get all 8 of my tax sale arbitrage manuals. That's a $2,300 value. You're going to get my fast track quick start guide. That's a $500 value. You're going to get my state-by-state guide. That's the guide that my wife put together. It has the laws in it for all 50 states. That's a $1,000 value easily. We're going to get the Public Records Access Guide. That's a $1,000 value. You're going to get 2 free tickets to one of my 3 live events. That's a $2,000 value. All together, that's over $6,000 in value. That's $6,876 in value right there. But if you've known me for any amount of time or been on any of my other calls, you know that I like to reward people who take action. So I've got some fast action bonuses for people who know that this is for them and are ready to take action and want to work with me right now. For the first 25 people who take action and decide to work with me in my tax sale arbitrage business right now, I'm going to throw in these additional fast action bonuses. Fast action bonus number 1 for the first 25 people to take action are 2 911 calls with me personally. Now, once you get in the training center, you're going to have some questions. We're going to have coaching calls, weekly coaching calls, so that I answer all your questions. But if you're one of the first 25 people who take action, you're going to have the ability to pick up the phone and call me personally and pick my brain, okay? You're going to get 2 911 calls with me. If you get stuck, I'm just a phone call away. I'll help you stay motivated and on track. I'll remind you exactly what you need to stay focused on so you don't get bogged down. And I'll be there. Again, just pick up the phone. I'm just a phone call away. But you have to act fast in order to get me. 2 phone calls with me are easily worth $1,000. Now, also for the first 25 people who take action, I'm going to give you your very own website, which is just like mine, okay? It builds credibility fast. It works while you sleep. It saves you time and money. We created it so you don't have to. You'll have an online presence literally within days, okay? I'm going to give you an exact replica of my website. I could easily say that this is a $200 value. It's probably worth more than that. In order for you to get a website up and running that looks exactly like ours, probably worth more than $200, but I can easily say that that's a $200 value. But again, you have to be one of the first 25 people to take action or you're not going to get this bonus. A fast action bonus number 3 is this. This is pretty cool. Now, in the early days, Blake and I recorded hundreds of the first phone calls that we made in this business, okay? And I'm going to give you, if you're one of the first 25 people, I'm going to give you access to some of those early phone calls that Blake and I made that we recorded for we're talking to claimants on the phone. You're going to get to hear what we did right. You're going to get to hear what we did wrong. You're going to learn from our mistakes. You're going to know what to say before you even have to pick up the phone and say it. How cool is that, okay? That's a $500 value. You'll probably actually say that it's worth a lot more than that, but it's easily worth $500. But again, you've got to be one of the first 25 people to take action or you're not going to be able to get that bonus. Now, fast action bonus number 4, I think is pretty cool. I've never seen this done before, and it just came to me last week, and I was like, yeah, let's do this. Now, what fast action bonus number 4 is people have paid me up to $10,000 a day to come and spend one day with me for a day of consulting. I get their business up and running, their real estate business. I've never done it for tax sale arbitrage, but on the real estate side, people have paid me $10,000 to come and get their real estate businesses set up just like mine, okay? So as fast action bonus number 4, I'm going to give you a chance to win a $10,000 day of consulting for me, with me, okay? I've charged up to $10,000 to spend a day with people before, and I'm going to give you a chance to win one for free. You're going to get to come to my office and work with me for a day. Your business will be up and running, your tax sale arbitrage business will be up and running before you leave. The goal will be to actually close a tax sale arbitrage deal before you leave my office. We're going to roll up our sleeves and work our butts off, okay, in order to try to do a tax sale arbitrage deal while you're in my office. Now, I normally, like I said, charge, and I have charged as much as $10,000 for one 8-hour day of consulting with me, where we just work all day long on your business. We break for lunch, and that's it, okay? I even come and pick you up at your hotel in my Escalade and drive you to my office, okay? That's how intimate this is. You'll be sitting in my office with me and Blake, and we'll be working on your business, getting your tax sale arbitrage business up and running and doing deals, okay? That's what I'm talking about. So it's a $10,000 value, and the way it's going to work is the first 25 people who take action, I'm going to take all of your names, I'm going to put your names in a hat. Then I'm going to reach in there and close my eyes, and I'm going to pull a name out, and whoever's name is on that piece of paper is going to be the lucky winner of that $10,000 day of consulting with me, okay? That's how that's going to work. But again, you have to be one of the first 25 people to take action, or you're not going to have a shot at doing that. And again, I've got to limit that to 25 people because I can't open that up for everybody. Okay, so Tim, let me just summarize real quick. Here's everything that they're going to get. They're going to get all 8 of my tax sale arbitrage manuals, which is a $2,300 value. They're going to get my fast track quick start guide, which is a $500 value. They're going to get my state-by-state guide. And again, Tim, that's the guide. You know my wife. You personally met my wife, Shay. She's an attorney. She went and looked at the laws in all 50 states so we could put the laws for all 50 states in the state-by-state guide. We know exactly which states are the best to do these tax sale arbitrage deals in and which states. There are a couple states that you actually want to avoid doing these tax sale arbitrage deals, and it's all in the state-by-state guide. If you went to an attorney, Tim, you know this, if you went to an attorney and asked them to do just one state, they're going to charge you more than $1,000.
Right.
That state-by-state guide is huge, and it's worth way more than $1,000. So I'm being conservative by saying that's worth $1,000. It's probably worth more like $10,000. But the $1,000 here is an I love you discount since it's your wife that's doing it. Exactly. And my wife, my beautiful and brilliant wife, also went through the public records. She created this public records guide, which is the guide that tells you exactly which government agencies to contact. You can either call them or you can shoot them an email. and they will send you the list for free most of the time. And so we're going to show you exactly where to get the list and how to get them in as fast as possible. You're also going to get 2 free tickets to one of my free events. Remember, again, I'm going to have an event here in Austin, Texas, for everybody who lives in the middle of the U.S. We're going to do an event on the West Coast in Los Angeles, and we're going to do an event on the East Coast in New York, and we're going to have some guest celebrity speakers. This is not going to be like anything you've ever seen before. This isn't going to be a pitch fest or a boot camp or anything like that. This is going to be a workshop where we roll up our sleeves and try to get some deals done. We're going to have some guest speakers you've probably never seen before at live events. And for the New York event, now I can't promise this, but we're trying to get George Ross, Donald Trump's right-hand man, to come and speak to us at our New York event. Yeah, so everybody gets 2 free tickets to the event. You can go to one of them. You can go to all of them if you want. And if you can't make any of them, I'm going to make the recordings available to you and put them in the training center as soon as the event's over. So that's a $2,000 value. Now, if you're one of the first 25, you're also going to get those 2 911 calls with me, because I know you're going to have questions. You can just pick up the phone and call me outside of the group Q&A calls. We're going to do some group coaching calls every week as well. But if you're one of the first 25 to take action, you're going to be able to call me personally. That's a $1,000 value. And if you're one of the first 25, you're also going to get access to my website. You're going to be able to literally knock my website off and get it up out there on the web and have a web presence within a day, literally. Because that's going to be one of the questions you hear when you call people. They're going to say, well, do you have a website I can go to for more information? You're going to be able to say, absolutely, here's my website right here, because you're going to have one of my websites. And that's easily a $200 value, probably worth more than that. Now, that's only if you're one of the first 25, don't forget. Now, also, if you're one of the first 25, you're going to be able to get the recordings of Blake and I when we were making, when we recorded our calls with the people who are owed money. We've recorded our great calls, and we've recorded our not so great calls. And you're going to get the good, the bad, and the ugly. You're going to be able to listen to what we did right on the good calls and listen to what we did wrong on the bad calls. And you're going to know exactly what to say and how to say it before you ever even pick up the phone and make your first call, which is a lot more than I knew when I started making phone calls or when Blake started making phone calls. So that's only for the first 25 again, and that's a $500 value easily. And also for the first 25, if you're one of the first 25, you're going to get enrolled in the raffle to potentially win a day of consulting for me. Now, again, I have had people who have come and spent up to $10,000 to spend one day with me here in Austin, in my office. We go over setting up their business from start to finish. When they leave, they are set up and everything's on autopilot for them. Now, if you're the lucky winner of this, then you're going to get to come hang out with me and Blake. We're going to roll up our sleeves. We're going to actually try to do a tax sale arbitrage deal while you're here, and we're going to get you set up with everything you need from A to Z. And you're going to leave here with a complete business set up on autopilot. And again, you only get enrolled in that drawing if you're one of the first 25 to take action. Now, Tim, if you add all of that up, that's a real-world value of $18,576, and it really could be more than that. It could be more like $28,000 if you consider that state-by-state guide is really worth more like $10,000 instead of $1,000. But at the very minimum, this total value is at least $18,000. And remember, I said that my average tax sale arbitrage deal, my average tax sale arbitrage checks are about $4,000, okay? So what I want you to ask yourself right now is how much would you pay for a system that's going to teach you how to generate $4,000 checks on demand every month, month in, month out, every month for the rest of your life? Now, I'm not going to charge you anywhere near $18,000. But I've had people tell me that this information will be easily worth anywhere from $2,000 to $6,000 to you. And, think about somebody who sets up a Subway franchise, for example. I think last time I checked into a Subway franchise, I think it cost like $100,000 to get one started. And they say the average Subway franchisee only makes about $40,000 a year, I think. Well, that's only like 10 tax sale arbitrage deals to me. Oh, man. And I don't even have to work full time to do that many tax sale arbitrage deals. So you could actually work less than a Subway franchisee owner and make a lot more money with tax sale arbitrage and get started for a heck of a lot less money than it would cost.
Well, maybe you should do a franchise model, charge people $18,000 instead of.
You know what? That's probably not a bad idea, and I know people would actually pay for it. But I getting back to what you said at the beginning of the call, I decided I want to try to teach as many people this system as I can. I want to try to change as many people's lives financially this year as I possibly can. So I'm not going to charge anywhere near that. I want to keep this within reach of the average person, and so that's why I've decided, Tim, that I'm going to let everyone get started for just a one-time investment of only $995, or they can make 2 payments of $597 if that fits their budget just a little bit better. So for just a one-time investment of $995, you're going to get over $18,000 worth of value. Or, like I said, if your budget isn't such right now that you can make a one-time investment of $995, then I'm more than happy to go ahead and split those payments up for you and let you make 2 payments of $597. But either way you decide to go, you can make your investment right now, and you can be inside the Resource Center learning this system within 15 minutes from now, because it's online. It's waiting for you. It's there right now. You can be in there in 15 minutes. You don't have to wait 7 to 10 days to get something in the mail. Now, you are going to get something in the mail, but everything you're going to get in the mail is already in the Resource Center anyway. So you can get started right now and take me up on this offer and start working with me right now for just the one-time investment of only $995. And don't forget, I want you to be one of those first 25 people who take action, because those are the people that I want in this program. I want to work with the fast action people who see something and they know that it's for them and they're ready to take action, because winners take action. They don't sit around and think about it. They get in, they see something, they see a good deal, and they jump all over it. So I want you to be one of those first 25 people so that you can get those fast action bonuses. And again, to be one of the first 25, you need to get your order in right now. I want you to go to tsatim.com. That's www.tsatim.com. And again, it's just a one-time investment of only $995 or 2 payments of $597. You can go to TSA, that stands for Tax Sale Arbitrage, tsatim.com, or you can give us a call at 888-298-6345. And that number again is 888-298-6345. And once you dial that number, just press 1 when you're prompted, and then tell the operator that you need extension 14, okay? But it's faster to go to the website, especially if you want to be one of the first 25. Just go to the website and get your order in right now, tsatim.com. It's the fastest way to do it, so you can be one of the first 25. And speaking of the first 25, you don't need to call. If you order online, you don't need to call and ask if you were one of the first 25. The website is specifically programmed so that once all 25 spots are gone, you'll see a message on the website that says, "I'm sorry, all the 25 spots are now gone." If you don't see that message, then you know you were one of the first 25. So again, go to tsatim.com right now. It's just one initial investment of $995. And Tim, I want to remind everybody, this is absolutely risk-free to them. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain, because you're completely backed on my 30-day money-back guarantee. And if you get into the online resource center and you don't like the color of it, for example, or you don't like the sound of my voice, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. I want you to ask for your money back, and I will happily give it to you. No questions asked, with ands or buts. You've got 30 full days. Get in there. Get in the resource center. Give this a shot. Give it an honest shot. Give it a try for 29 and a half days. And on that 29th and a half day, if you decide this isn't for me for whatever reason, just give my office a call, and we will gladly give you your money back. Because if you're not happy with it, I don't want you to have it, okay? I only want people who are happy to be in my system to be in there, okay? I don't want to keep your money if you're not happy with it. And if it's not everything that I said that it is, I want you to get your money back. But I know it's everything that I said that it is and so much more. So, again, get your $18,576 in value right now for the one-time initial investment of just $995, or you can split up into 2 payments of $597. So get your order in right now. Go to tsatim.com or you can give us a call at 888-298-6345. You can press the number 1 and then ask the operator for extension 14. So, Tim, that's it, man. You're looking at my entire system right there. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely incredible, man. Well, first of all, thank you so much. You've taught us a ton about this, and I can totally see how easy this is. And I'm totally getting my my nephew to do it. And I'm even thinking, because I have nieces and nephews in Vietnam as well, and certainly they can do this too. You know, they just need to know enough English to contact these homeowners. But I love it. I mean, and thank you so much for doing this. And I can totally see why you call it the easiest, fastest, most risk-free way to make money today. And because it really is easy and it really is fast, and there's no money that anybody have to invest in this in terms of, you don't have to invest in the property or the inspection, appraisal, or any of that stuff. This is a true no money down deal.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right.
Yeah, and I love how you're able to make money so fast with with this system, and so it's awesome. And everybody take advantage of this. You want to take advantage of this while Stacy is still insane enough to make this available for only $9.95. And so take advantage of this right now. Go to www.tsatim.com, tsatim.com, or call into Stacy's office there at 888-298-6345, 888-298-6345, and press 1, and then let the operator know it's extension number 14, so they know how to make sure you get the bonuses that Stacy offered you today. And I mean, Stacy, I'm totally going to convince you to turn this into a franchise model and sell it for a whole lot more, man. I mean, this is extremely easy. I mean, you don't have to have an office space. You don't have to have a bunch of employees, and you don't have all of that overhead. And whatever money you make, because you're even getting the leads for free here, and so whatever money you make, you keep pretty much 100%. I mean, how many business do you know has 100% profit margin?
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Great point. Absolutely.
I mean, this would be an absolutely incredible franchise franchise business that you can sell, and you can see the headline, right? The Wall Street Journal and stuff talking about the first franchise business that gets you 100% profit margin.
Well, I love it, man. I love the way you think, man. You think big, and you're absolutely right. I could easily franchise this out, and I could charge $18,000 or $19,000 or $20,000 for this, and people would pay it because, again, how much would you pay to learn how to create $4,000 checks on demand without ever leaving the comfort of your own home? Like you said, you can sit at home. You don't need any office space. All you need is a computer and a cell phone. You can do this from anywhere. I can even do this from my iPhone, Tim, because one of the things I show them in one of the modules when I show them how to set up their systems and procedures, I show them the exact software that we use that I can access from my iPhone. You can access it from your smartphone. If you don't have an iPhone, maybe you have a Droid or something like that. You can access I can access all the files online, or not online, online, but through my phone, so that if a claimant ever calls me or if a claimant ever calls Blake or anyone else in my office about a deal, bam, we have instant access to the files right then and there. We can just take the phone call and get a deal done. It's just the easiest, like I said, the easiest, fastest, simplest way to make money in real estate, and yet you're not even making money on the real estate. It's just absolutely, a phenomenal opportunity.
Right.
I appreciate you let me share this with your people.
Yeah, well, actually, we appreciate you, man. We really appreciate you for being generous to share this information with others and giving giving everybody the opportunity to get involved with this and get involved with the system for only $9.95. And that's, I mean, shoot, we have you to thank for, and America has you to thank for. Obama needs to call you right now and says, "Hey, you are you are our bailout. You're gonna help a bunch of these entrepreneurs make a bunch of money and turn our economy around." And so yeah, so I mean, Obama needs to call you on this, but everybody take advantage of this right now. Go to 888-298-6345, extension number 14. I'm really excited about this. I'm totally going to have my virtual assistants to do this, my nephew to do this. It's the easiest system ever, and it's the easiest one to do it virtually. It's the easiest one to make money with. And look at it. I mean, you're making anywhere from $4,000 to $8,000 a deal, $4,000 to $8,000, and you're investing only $9.95 today, or if you do 2 payments, you could do that as well. I mean, even at $9.95, how many deals does it take for you to do to get all your money back?
Just
a fourth of a deal. It's not even a deal.
Yeah, not even a deal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even a deal, and so it's, I mean, it's a really great, a great offer, and and I highly recommend you take advantage of it. So go to www.tsatim.com, tsatim.com, or call into Stacy's office at 888-298-6345, extension 14. Stacy, we get some questions that came in. Can you take some questions?
Absolutely, man. I would love to answer some questions. Let's do it.
Awesome. All right, here's one. Stacy, this sounds too good to be true. Is it for real?
That's awesome. You know what? And I know, all of our moms told us that if something sounds too good to be true, then it probably is. But like I said a little bit earlier in the presentation, I would answer your question with a question. What if I'm right? And I know that I'm right. And what if this is everything that I say that it is? And what if it is as easy as I said that it is? You have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. It is as easy as I've said that it is. And it is possible. You are able to do this from the comfort of your own home. It's everything that I said that it is. Obviously I couldn't come out in public and tell a bunch of lies, about it, because I'd get in trouble. So it is absolutely everything that I said that it is. It is for real, and I remind you that you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. You're completely backed by my 30-day money back guarantee. So get into the resource center, learn this information, put it to use, try it for 29 days, and if it's not what I said that it is, then ask me for your money back, and I'll give you your money back. It's as simple as that. You're completely protected. It's risk-free to you.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so it's an awesome opportunity. So, yeah, make sure you take advantage of it. Okay, here's another one. Will this work in any state?
Oh, that's a great question. You know what? Then that's what the state-by-state guide is all about. When I had my wife, the attorney, go through all the laws for all 50 states. And while you can work this business from any state, because, again, it doesn't matter where you are, where you live. You can live in one state and do deals in another state, because you don't have to go look at the house. There's not a house to look at like there is with real estate. You don't have to make sure that there's a house standing that hasn't been burned to the ground, or the roof is still there, or there's termites. You don't have any of that with this. You can do it from any state. We actually have even students up in Canada doing deals back here in the U.S. with this. However, there are some states where there are not overages that are created once a property goes to the tax foreclosure sale. And I'll give you an example. Minnesota is a state, for example. What we learned when we researched all 50 states, and again, I haven't done a deal in all 50 states, but when we were doing our research, one of the things my wife found, and it's just so interesting when she read the laws in Minnesota, if a tax foreclosure property goes to sale in Minnesota and an overage is created, in other words, it sells for more than what was owed in back taxes, that overage instantly goes to the state of Minnesota, instantly. So there's no way for an overage to be created in Minnesota, but it doesn't matter. If you live in Minnesota, you don't have to do any deals there. You're not bound to do deals in Minnesota. You've got a phone and a computer. You can do deals in one of the 17 or so states that are fantastic states to do deals in. And I tell you exactly which states those are, by the way. For example, I live in Texas, and I've never even done a deal here in Texas. And one of the reasons is because we're capped here in Texas to a 10% finder's fee. And that's okay, because if I do a $30,000 overage deal here in Texas, I still make $3,000. I mean, shoot, $3,000 is $3,000, right, Tim? So,
right.
It's okay that I'm capturing Texas, but I just have chosen not to do any deals in Texas. I've done deals in Nevada, Oklahoma, let's see, where else? Alabama. So, I don't need to do deals in my own state, and you don't need to either. But yeah, that's a great question.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I even with real estate deals, I have virtual assistants do them for me, and so
right.
if you have kids, put them to work. If you have college kids or high school kids, put them to work, and I mean, they just be working the phone and the internet, and so they don't have it doesn't matter what state you're in. So yeah, it's a good idea. Well, actually, it leads us right into the next question: is can I really do this from home?
Oh, absolutely, man. That's one of the great things about this business. I know, Tim, you're Mr. Virtual, man. You're all about virtual assistant and getting other people to do the work for you. And this is the ultimate virtual business. You don't, like you said, you don't need any office space. You can do this from your kitchen table on your laptop. Just pop open your laptop, and if you can send an email, you can get the list. And the email is usually, the list is usually sent back to you via email. And so you look at the list on your computer, and then you can find the people with your computer as well. And then you just pick up your phone and you make a few phone calls. And then you've got to just, all you have to do is get the paperwork signed, which you can, again, either email or FedEx to the people, because some of the documents do need to be notarized. So we have to get them notarized and then FedEx back. But you don't need to leave you might have to leave your house for just a second to walk out to the FedEx box, or have FedEx, answer the door, and have FedEx come and pick it up, drop the paperwork off and pick it up. And so you probably don't want to be naked for that part of the business or in your underwear when that happens. And then the check comes back to you via FedEx. So the FedEx man comes back with another check for you. And so, yeah, you don't have to leave your house at all to do this business. It's the ultimate virtual business, Tim. It really is. That's a good question.
Right. Yeah, that's what I love about it. All right, here's another question. Is this legal in all states?
Yes, absolutely. Again, we've already checked the laws for you, so you don't need to worry about that. We've already checked the laws. And again, now, just like mortgage foreclosure, the mortgage foreclosure laws are different in all 50 states. The tax foreclosure laws are different in all 50 states as well. And we've already done the research for you. So you just get your state-by-state guide in the mail. It's also in the Resource Center. And again, you can be in the Resource Center in as little as 15 minutes from now, and you can look at the state-by-state guide, and you'll know what the laws are in your state. We've already done the research. So, yeah, I will tell you exactly which states to get started in, which states are the best. Great question.
Right. That's awesome. All right, everybody, go ahead and take advantage of it right now. Go to www.tsatim.com. That's TSATIM.com. Or call into Stacy's office at 888-298-6345, extension number 14. And we have a few more questions here. How long does it take to get paid?
Oh, that's a great question, and that's another thing I love about this business, Tim, because this you can now. Again, it's different. Again, I have to use a disclaimer. I have not done a deal in all 50 states, but it's been my experience in the different states that I have done deals in. We've gotten checks back on average in as little as 7 to 10 business days, Tim, and we've even gotten deals back checks back the same week. That's what's so cool about this.
Wow.
We've actually submitted paperwork to the government agencies on a Monday and received a check that same Friday, or the Friday of the same week. Now, it doesn't always happen like that. I'm not saying it's always going to be that fast, but it can happen that fast. And so this is you can seriously make you can make your first check and earn your first check within 30 days of getting started with this system. Absolutely.
Right. That's awesome. All right. How many deals can I do a month? That's a good question.
I like that. I mean, if somebody is ready to do some deals, that's the attitude I'm looking for right there. That person's probably already one of the first 25. So I'm looking forward to working with that person. You can do as many or as few deals as you want a month, as many as your schedule will permit. Now, maybe you've already got a full-time job and you're going to be doing your tax sale arbitrage business in the evenings when you come home for work for 30 or 45 minutes, because remember, that's a great time to call people in the evenings, because most of these people who are owed money are, they're working jobs as well, and so they're at home in the evenings. They're not at home during the day. So if you're just working on a part-time basis, maybe you're only going to wind up doing 2, maybe 3 deals a month. If you go, guns blazing, full force, you could do 3-4 deals a week, if you really get in there and get after it, like Tim would do, and put all of his 900 virtual assistants on there and have them call in and doing research. If you do that, then you're going to be earning multiple checks a week. So you can literally earn as much or as little as your schedule allows.
Right. The way I look at it is this. All right. Let's say somebody makes. I'm going to use a really low number. Let's say you only make $10 an hour, just $10 an hour. Okay. And maybe you can live on 80% of that, so $8 an hour. You still have $2 an hour left. If you use that $2 an hour and hire a virtual assistant, they would be doing this for you full time, 40 hours a week, 160 hours a month. And if you have a full-time person doing this, how many deals can you do a month if you were to do this full-time, Stacy?
Oh, wow. I mean, again, it just
be really conservative. Just be conservative. Let's say you have a lazy employee.
Say you have absolutely. The laziest employee in the world could easily do 1 deal a week. The laziest employee in the world, one deal a week.
Okay, so let's run some numbers here. The laziest employee does 1 deal a week, and let's say we're gonna use really low numbers. Let's say we say that person only makes $4,000 a deal, okay? And so you have $4,000 a week, which is about $16,000 a month, okay? And you're paying this $2 an hour virtual assistant employee, $2 an hour. That would be about 2 times 100 and 160 would be $320. $320 a month makes you $16,000 a month. So let's say they don't make you $16,000 a month. Let's say they only make you $10,000 a month. Geez, run your numbers. All right, so even if you make $10 an hour at your job, and I know most of you don't make $10 an hour, but I'm just using really small numbers here for you. The point being is that I want you to get started today and learn how to do this deal yourself, just on the first deal. But as soon as you finish your first deal, I want you to invest that money. That $4,000 that you make on your first deal, or even $8,000, whatever amount you make, you take that and you invest in a virtual assistant. That will pay them for like a year or 2 years, and every single week they're doing a deal, at least a deal, to make you money. And so, man, make sure you don't work hard, work smart, right? And outsource this thing, because this thing really is that easy. So, all right, here's another question for you. Do I really just need a computer and a telephone to do this?
Oh man, absolutely. That's all. That is all you need. Well, you will need access to either FedEx or DHL or UPS or the Federal Post Office. but you don't really even, it's not like you need to go find a FedEx box. You can, I'm sure you know this, Tim, you can have the UPS, I mean, not the UPS guy, I guess you could do it with the UPS too. I'm sure they all have services. They'll come to your house.
Right,
exactly. You can go to their website and say, hey, I've got a package for you, come pick it up. And they'll come to your house and they'll pick it up for you, and they'll ship it off for you, and then they'll bring the package back to you. And that's the only other thing you need besides your computer and your cell phone is access, to have either UPS or DHL or the post office come and pick up the documents and get them signed by the people, because we do have to have actual original documents. That's what we have to turn in. But yeah, other than that, that's all you need, man. That's all you need, Tim.
That's awesome.
It's easy peasy, as my 5-year-old son would say. Easy peasy, Dad.
Easy peasy. Awesome. All right, here's another great question. Can I partner with you, Stacy, on deals?
Oh, that is a great question. You know what? At first, I would say, you don't need to partner with me on deals. I'm going to teach you everything that you need to do this yourself. And this isn't like a traditional real estate deal where you have to, risk your own money. Remember, you don't have any money in this whatsoever. You're not risking any of your own money. Money on a traditional real estate deal where you have to put up, an earnest money deposit or whatever, even though, we can get those back. When you put money up to do something, you always run the risk of potentially losing that money. With this, there's none of that risk that you have to take to do these deals. So you don't need to partner with me. But yeah, I will absolutely. If you want to get started with my system, get into the system, and if you want to do deals with me, I will absolutely make that opportunity available for you. If for a selected group of people who want to do deals with me, I'll hold your hand. We'll do the deals together, and then we'll split the profits. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. And I mean, look, this thing is pretty easy. I think it's kind of silly. I know Stacy's making that available to you, but I think it's kind of silly for something this easy for you to have to, do it with him and split the profit. I think you can totally. You can totally do this yourself and keep the whole thing for yourself. But yeah, I mean, I guess some different people learn at different level. But yeah, I'm really glad that Stacy's making that available for those of you who need that extra hand holding. I mean, because the truth is, this thing is really easy. You really can do this yourself. And so for those that need that little extra hand holding, then that's a great opportunity for you to take advantage of that. And so with that, go ahead and take advantage of this system now. Go to www.tsatim.com, tsatim.com, tsatim.com, or call into Stacy's office at 888-298-6345. That's 888-298-6345, extension 14. And man, Stacy, I want to thank you so much for what you're doing. For coming on this webinar to share with all of my people this incredible system of yours, this incredible offer, and thank you for being so generous to offer it at only $9.95, incredible price. I know you can charge a whole lot more for it than that, because I just love how easy the system is. And especially thank you for making this system available to my people, to the public, to other entrepreneurs and other investors out there. I mean, our economy, the U.S. and America needs you and needs the small business owners out there to step up and make some money to circulate that money, right? Get our currency circulating. So that way we can revive our economy. And so I want to thank you a lot, especially for that, Stacy.
Oh, well, thank you, Tim. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. And that's exactly why I released this information now, because so many people do need this information right now so that they can, like you said, they can be their own bailout package. This system can be a bailout package. Because I hear from my students, and I know you get these emails, Tim. We have students who are worried about losing their job, or maybe they did just lose their job. And, real estate deals are a little tougher to do now than they were a few years ago. And this is what's working right now. I know that you and I both care a lot about our students and our students' success, and we want to give them strategies to help them make money right now. I'm not going to sell you something or let you invest in something, a strategy that isn't working or that I'm not doing right now. And I'm doing these deals, and we're making money, and I want to share that with you. And I want you to start making as much money as you can so that you can be your own bailout package.
Right. That's
so
awesome.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you for letting me share this information with your peeps. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and thank you so much, everybody, for being on this webinar. And as I mentioned earlier, make sure you emailed or call Stacy's office and thank him as well. Thank him for being on this webinar, and especially thank him for making this generous offer to you. So last call, go to www.tsatim.com, tsatim.com, or call into Stacy's office at 888-298-6345, extension 14. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thanks, Stacy. Talk to you on the next webinar. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Tim. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.